Hi, welcome to this lecture of Excel Skills for Business. So in the last lecture we saw how we could use the sum function to add up the values, but it's quite possible we will all want to perform other operations as well. Now we are going to add the real values by including an average for each sales manager as well as their highest and lowest quota. Only a small problem is we are not sure how to calculate an average. Fortunately, Excel can help us with this. Starting by clicking on the cell where you want the answer to go. Then come up to the formula bar and keep going left until you get to the small effects, which is called insert functions. Click on the FX and it brings up the insert function dialog, which asks you what type of the operations you want to perform. Now we want to get an average, so type it and click go. Excel has returned all the functions that it feels might help you, and right at the top is the average, which is perfect, so click OK. Just like the sum, Excel's tried to get an average of all those values to the left, which is not correct. We don't want to include our total. So we are going to replace that selection with our 4 quarters by just selecting them. You will notice we could also add additional sets of values, and we even get a preview of what the answer is going to be. So we are happy and click OK. So that was calculating an average using the insert function. Now we would also like to get Ali Ahmad Awan's best quota. So we are going to once again click in the cell where we want the answer to go. This time we know the function we want to use is the max function. So we are not going to use the insert function, but we are going to come up to our auto sum. Just to the right, there's a drop down, and if you click on that, you can use auto sum to get average, count, maximum and minimum. That's brilliant. Let's click max, and again it selected all the values to the left, but we know the drill now. We are going to go and select the values we actually want and then press tab, and there is Ali's highest value. Now to get the lowest value, we can use the min function. This time though we are going to type it in, which is actually the quickest way. So I'm going to type equals m, and Excel brings up all the functions that begins with the letter M. Min is quite far down to the list. So if I type in I, that will bring it up higher. Now to select the min or minimum, I can either double click, or if you want to use your keyboard, down arrow and tab. On a PC, remember you must press tab, not enter. Then again, select the values I want and enter. So that was how we could use average, max and min. We don't need to type those all again. We can use our fill handle. So I'm going to select all 3 calculations, come to my fill handle and drag all the way down to the bottom row. All copied down except for one small problem. You will notice we have lost the formatting in our total row, and that's because when we use the fill handle, it copies both the calculations and the formatting as well. Not a problem. Come to the fill options, click the drop down and choose fill without formatting. Total row restored to glory. So let's recap. We have looked at 4 functions so far. The sum function, which allows us to get a total of large ranges, the average, which will return us the average of a range, max, which gets us the largest value in the dataset, and min, which returns the smallest value. Now it's your turn to practice whatever you learn in this lecture. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.